We've discussed angles 1 and 2 out of the 12 angles of attack that we'll use for discussing, especially while working with Escrima stick. We'll continue, we'll also use those angles of attack when we're working on discussing with nunchucks, swords, other things like that. But starting at the secondary level, working for the students that are learning to put this in their curriculum, or anybody else who wants to work on these as they're getting comfortable with them at home. 12 angles of attack total. This video will cover angles 3 and 4. So 1 and 2, if you remember, came downward at a 45-degree angle from either my back side or my front side. 3 and 4 come straight across sideways, horizontally, and I'm aiming for the ribs on this one. Well, that's standing still. That's the majority of what I'm working on. If I kneel down, then I can get for the thigh or the knees or the shin, ankles, whatever. If I wanted to jump up with it, then I could, I guess, aim a little bit higher, neck, temple. But what majority of what we're going to be working on is side to side, straight about rib level right here is where I'm shooting for. Angle 3, just like angle 1, angle 1 came from my back side to my belly side. So angle 3 does the same thing from the back side to the belly side. This angle, so no matter which hand you have it in, right or left and all that, that angle will come with your palm that's holding the stick, the hand that's holding the stick, palm up, dragging it across. Remember, if you're going to use this for your practice later on for developing short sword or bladed weapon practice, then you want to keep in mind the second ridge of knuckles, not your punching knuckles, but what I like to call your door knocking knuckles. That, visualize that ridge of knuckles as where your blade is. So if this was a bladed weapon, knife, short sword, something like that, that's what slices right into their belly, right across their ribs or straight into their belly. That's angle 3. Angle 4, I flip that over, so now my palm's pointed down and I draw it back across their midsection right there. So that's leading with my hand, you know, both times leading with my hand side of the stick, but I've got to flip it over from one to the other. Still again, that ridge of knuckles, the bladed side is what's there. That's why I don't just go straight back and just backhand them along that same line. I flip my wrist over, so that prepares me for later on use with bladed weapons, right? So here, that's angles 3 and 4. Mainly used for rib level. Okay, working on it at home, get comfortable with it. Kind of go through it slow motion a couple times, right? Just feel the flow. Try to make it get natural for you. As you're doing that, if you want to, you don't have a partner or a bob or a bag or something you want to hit on. I don't love, this is my bob, I bought it, so I'm not afraid to hit them with a hard stick, but I prefer to use my padded weapons when I'm hitting a bag or a stick or something. Just depends on what you want to mess up. You know, sometimes I'll hit Bob with my padded weapons and my padded weapons start getting all torn, worn and torn and all that stuff. If I end up hitting Bob with a wooden stick, a lot of times he gets bruised up or worn and torn, or a Wave Master bag will. So beware how you practice. But you don't have a bag or a bob or something to practice at home and you're just getting used to this and you want to visualize where that moment of impact would be. Again, it's nice to use that other hand, not just as a counterweight, you know, for balance and all that stuff, getting it out of the way and all too when you're crossing your arms, but to help you visualize that's the moment of impact. Boom, right there. I swung through that. Remember, there's in the other past video for angles 1 and 2, we discussed the cutting motions versus the retracting motion, right? So here's a cutting motion going straight through. And notice as soon as I finished that angle 3, I started twisting my wrist to get ready for an angle 4. Boom. 3, 4. As soon as I finish 4, my wrist is twisted again, ready for a 3. 3, 4. Just kind of get used to that. Back and forth. Back and forth. You could practice doing it and retracting, or doing it and retracting over here. Boom. Retract same side, retract same side, or retract and cross it over here, however you like to practice. So cutting motion, retracting motion, work on that, then put it in your left hand and get comfortable with it. Just slowly at first, working on it a little bit, try to think about timing. Okay, flipping that wrist at the end of each one of these. Then after you've gotten comfortable with those simple fluid motions, you haven't started putting the power into it yet, then add that, right? For my students working on this for their curriculum, they're working to learn to be effective on it, not just to learn how to move with a stick in your hand, but how to be effective with it. So the stick needs to have some power if you're going to be using it to attack or counterattack or block or whatever a bad guy, right? An attacker in front of you. So your hips are what's going to help you get that through. So as I'm practicing slow, yes, I might just do upper body first to get comfortable with that motion. Then slowly but surely I start incorporating my lower body, my hips into it. And then eventually I'll start speeding that up to feel that whip. Feel my hips whipping that weapon through the air. And I like to listen to that whoosh as it happens. So there's angles 3 and 4. Practice those with your right side and left. And as I said in the angle 1 and 2 video, eventually, once you get comfortable with that, we'll add footwork drills to these. How to move in, out, how to go around in circles, practice doing it kneeling and getting back up and all those other kind of things. But for right now, just practice getting comfortable with the angles. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like more information for more videos that we produce, please check out ninjafit.com. And there's ways for you on that page to follow us, friend us, subscribe to us. We got Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn and YouTube tabs on there, all for you to find more information about NinjaFit, our program a little bit, and more videos off our YouTube page and Facebook pages that we'll post on instructional things, how to. Some of it's going to be for how to for instructors, for our leadership students, and some of it's going to be how to basic things for some of our future students. So please check us out and enjoy.